What if an insured retires before age 65 and then has a disability? Will a claim still be paid?
Okay, I'll be more than glad to answer that. Somehow that slide did not get out of my presentation, but just in case, once again, I talk too fast. If somebody retires before age 65 and it's a guaranteed, renewable, and non-cancelable policy, and guaranteed renewable means it must be renewed till age 65, non-cancelable, just to throw in a little aside, means that the rates can't be changed or the wording in the contract can't be changed. But if somebody gets disabled before 65 and they're not working, some of the latest contracts have in it gainfully employed. The older contracts, and we're only going back when I say older, maybe just a couple of years, don't have gainfully employed wording in the contract. So if their new occupation is going to Walmart's every day and doing some shopping, and they no longer ambulatory, for example, then that would be a total disability claim because they can't do the substantial material duties of their occupation. So hopefully that little explanation answers your question. If not, let me know.
That's fine, Larry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
This is Susan Grabarski. I do want to add that in some jurisdictions, there's no such thing as having your regular occupation be quote-unquote unemployed. In fact, in the Ninth Circuit, there's a case called Amadeo versus Principal. The site is 290 F 3rd 1152. It's a 2002 case where you had a person with a 20-year career in the securities industry before she became unemployed and then became disabled. And the district court, the Ninth Circuit held that there's no such thing as unemployed, and that what we look to is her regular occupation just prior to the disability, not her unemployed status, which may or may not have been related to her disability. So there's some good case law on that in some jurisdictions.
Let me add to that, thank you, Susan, that the most current contracts say that it's not the occupation at time of the application or even a couple of years ago. What a lot of the contracts that I see are now saying it's the occupation at time of claim. So if they just change to a new occupation and there has to be some reasonableness built into it, then it's the occupation, as I just mentioned, at the time of claim rather than what they were doing 3 years ago or anything like that, unless the contract actually says that they will recognize the occupation, the one that's put on the application.
You're absolutely correct, Larry. In fact, the advice I give, most people don't retire, by the way. What happens is you hurt your back. Let's say you're an orthopedic surgeon. You hurt your back, and you can no longer stand over the operating table for 14 hours a day. I'm exaggerating, of course. Or let's say you're a trial lawyer, and you can't literally, we spend 12 hours a day on our feet sometimes if you're in trial. If you can no longer do that, you scale back your duties and responsibilities and end up creating for yourself a new own occupation just prior to giving up the ghost and admitting, you know what, I can't do this anymore, I'm genuinely disabled. So the orthopedic surgeon with his own occupation specialty policy, unfortunately, through his own grit and determination to not file a disability claim, shoots himself in the foot by transforming his occupation to one that's most likely sedentary. He's just doing office consultations now. And the trial lawyer, who over the years, because of back pain, no longer can go to trial, starts becoming a supervising partner at the office or focuses mostly on marketing, and now they've transformed their occupation into something less demanding. And when the carrier evaluates that own occupation policy, it's no longer the stressful, physically and cognitively demanding occupation they look at.